Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name is easy to spell, and everything is so very wrong. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew, and joining me today, as always, my fantastic cast, beginning with...
Hi, I'm Mike, and I play Alder.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I play Wizard on this one.
Our next character is
Will.
Redacted.
And I play Redacted.
And I'm David. I'm very sad and happy and excited to figure out what the hell Will's gonna do with his character.
Well, you should have said the, and I play the character formerly known as.
Have you guys noticed that as we've gone on, David's energy level of the intro has gone just down and down?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but think it's all of just the very directed torment at him between his two characters. Like, to the point that I feel bad. Like, Dave, I like you as a person. You know that, right? Like, I like that you play with us. I have fun.
You
I don't want to say it's your fault.
You did put my character through, it was like, what is it, 24 hours of pure torment.
Yeah.
And then you broke my shell on another character, made him
Eat out his
die.
eyes.
Popped out
And now he murdered two of your friends.
yeah, well,
He murdered my brother, and then my brother's friend murdered my friend. Yeah, essentially.
to be fair, look at the way you're dressed, David. It really asks for people to attack the squishiest member of the party. You've got no armor. You've got...
Oh, shit.
I mean, that's a pretty good recap already, I think. But last time, you descended into an active volcano to find the World Forge active. Kaya, your brother Isaac, leading a group of Nightside assassins, as your companion, who you'd not seen for a while, Fuldrin, under duress, struck away at the crystalline heart to free the Shard of Creation. During this combat, your brother, polymorphed into a turtle and dropped into a pool of acid, has perished. Immediately followed by
Sorry.
Immediately followed by Orelton being pushed into the same pool of lava, or magma, has also perished. You recovered Orelton's body, and for a brief moment you felt some pulse from his chest, which has since quieted. Alder, nearby on the ground, finally having regained consciousness, tethers of something that, as you grew closer and closer to death, became stronger and stronger around you. Wizard, you stand with the Shard of Creation at your feet, or in your hand, which I can't remember exactly where it was, but you stabbed the hell out of the guy that was holding it last, and it is yours to claim. As Fuldrin looks with pain and sparking terror in his eyes as you watch wounds and lacerations begin to open up, as the magical coercion he was under, he cannot pursue. I need to know what the three conscious ones of you are doing.
I'm gonna try and take the shard and shove it back in where it came from.
Okay. You go, and there's a slot, and it drops into it, and Fuldrin go and nods and begins pulling at the crystals, but the wounds are still beginning to open, slowly, just spreading, as though the skin on his arms is tearing. The crystal's been freed. He was under some duress to free the shard. He has nothing that he can do in pursuit of this. And also, he tells you as much as he goes, and kind of lets you know what was happening, or what is happening.
Well, how do we stop it?
I don't know. And he still continues clawing at the crystal, trying to help. He pulls the shard out itself to see if that might help. There was a man before, human. He said he gave me my blessing to pursue this. I don't know that there's anything we can do. The magic of this is beyond me. And he presses the shard into your hand. He looks at his arms. They mentioned others that they pursued. I might not make it out of this, but this is the price I bear. And you see, in addition to the opening wounds across his arms and neck, that a blackish tattoo lines are crawling out from underneath his shirt from a mark on his chest where some of you knew the mark of Haran to have been placed upon him. I think this is just the taxman coming to collect his due.
Where is he?
Unless any of you know anything about curses.
Hang on. And I'm gonna go run up to him, and I'm gonna touch his chest, and I'm going to remember the offer that I talked to you about earlier, about keeping secrets and such.
I don't know what good secrets are going to do to me now unless you have the secret stopping whatever the fuck's going on.
Maybe I do, but you have to accept the new god.
Fuck, I'll accept anything. It'll stop this.
I'll sit there for a second. I'll put my hand over the mark, and I will start to create a list.
Give me a religion check at advantage.
Oh boy. Oh boy. +0. All right. First roll's a 13. Second roll is a natural 1. So.
There's a moment as you close your eyes, your hands are on Fuldrin's chest, and his hands have come up and are squeezing your wrist tightly as he braces against the pain. And you hear a voice. I'm sorry. I must focus now on what remains of my champion. This one has served me, and at any other moment, I might help. But I am stretched too thin for how little I have left. Fuldrin's hand grip kind of relaxes. And Kai, as you open your eyes, he meets them. I don't think it worked, lad. I made this choice a long time ago, and this is not how I thought it would come to be. I hoped it would be more of a quiet passing in the night. They're headed to Tarankel, lad. They mentioned it while they had me mining, foraging.
There's got to be something I can do.
Wizard's gonna pull some enchanted bandages out of their bag and start trying to like slap them on him.
Bunch of fucking
All they do is
Band-Aids.
stop bleeding and accelerate natural healing.
Okay.
I'm sure they're not gonna do much, but
Yeah, so they... Folder kind of lets out a pained chuckle through these ministrations. There are two things you can do, lad. End the fuckers that did this. And don't let me die like this. Just make it fucking quick.
And I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out the infiltrator's key. turn it into a knife. I'm sorry, Fulgrim.
Just nods.
And I'm gonna stab him.
I'm not going to make you roll the too likely odds of you having to repeatedly stab him
Yep.
based on mechanics are a little too high. So we're going to cinematic exit just up between the ribs. The wounds stop spreading as he just breathes out and slumps forward.
Wizard is going to like freak out. No, no, no! And keep shoving like bandages on and like trying really hard and like bawling.
There's nothing we could have done.
But
And
he
I'm gonna
was
step
fine.
away. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna step away and give Alder a look, make sure he's up, standing, doing okay, and then I'm gonna go over to Elton.
I'm just currently in shock of everything that's happened, kind of trying to process it. And as you look over, you may see me going through my bag. And I'm just trying to find the seed, the fruit.
Yeah.
And when I get that, I'm just going to kind of not quite pull it out of the bag, but hold it at the top of the bag and just kind of be staring at it for a while until probably somebody comes over and grabs me.
Okay. Who has the shard currently? Zara, you do? Are you staying with Fulgrim, or are you following Kaya to Orelton, or are you checking out? What are you doing?
I'll probably stay at Fulgrim for an extra minute and then go over to Orelton.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring the shard. And my plan is to shove it on his chest when I get there. It's got to do something, right?
So it'll be a minute before you get over there. Kaya, you make your way over to Orelton, who still lays where you'd placed him after dragging him up. His armor is slacked. Pieces of it are broken off. What's not like welded to his scales. His back, his scales have been destroyed. You can actually see bone, and like if you lift up his shoulder, you can see internals through the scorched flesh.
Come on, Bachelor. Get this armor off and everything will be all right. Just a small flesh wound. You're fine. And I need to take this off. It's a little stuck. And he's gonna pull at it. Maybe take off a scale or two. Sorry about that, but I'm sure this feels a little more comfortable for you. Come on, bud.
It'll be at about this point, Wizard, you approach. And you're just putting the shard in his chest? Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna like push it down, like not stab, but like lay it flat on his chest to try and get it to like do whatever it's supposed to do to fix it.
Okay. You put the shard in his chest and you push.
And think real hard.
Zar. That may not do what you...
The shard underneath your hand liquefies, splashing to the sides and creeping around his back. Kyan, you're moving and your adjustments, you kind of lifting him to see what's happening. It is crawling like the venom from Spider-Man, like that black as it spreads across, and you see as it begins taking the place of his skin and scales, and in place of those black dragon scales, they begin forming a crystalline ridge across his back, this heavy, dense, black, almost metallic gemstone begins to coat his back and rebuild. And Guy, that same whisper you heard previously hers, this is what I needed. I can recreate him as he was meant to be. And you're both shifted to the side as Orelton lifts just a foot off the ground into the air. And you watch as this continues to spread and grow. And Orelton, your eyes open as you are set back on the ground.
Fuck. God, that hurts. Fulgrin. Where's Fulgrin?
Hey, let's not worry about that right now.
Fulgrin! And I grab Bauer and I pull him to me. Where's Fulgrin?
Zar's gonna point up to where his body is lying.
You see he's just sitting against the ground, against that massive anvil that he saw his whole life.
I will do my best to get to him as quick as I can. I don't know how much strength I have left in me at the moment, but
okay.
I'll pat him down. The shard. Where's the shard?
On your back?
Well,
like it is your back.
Yeah, she didn't say anything about that. Okay.
I think there's still some pieces of it in that box. Because it was broken, right?
So this was one singular black spike protruding from a massive red gemstone that has kind of grown over this anvil. Okay. There's no other pieces that match this one.
Okay.
Then
never mind.
Orelton will close Fulgrin's eyes, and he'll scoop him up. Actually, he'll scoop him up, but he'll scoop him up like over his shoulder. And as he stands up, you notice that he seems bigger than he did when he went into the lava. He seems maybe a head bigger than he used to be, and he is broad, just rebuilt with some extra to spare. And I will walk back down to everybody.
Elton, you doing all right?
Yeah. I think so. I'm back in it. I'm back in it for a while.
I think you've gotten a little bigger.
Ground does seem a little bit farther away than I'm used to.
Anyway, thanks for not leaving me.
Thanks for bringing me back. Or helping, I guess.
That wasn't me.
I helped too. I pulled you out of the lava.
Did you?
Yeah, I was strong.
I'll just pinch their biceps.
Wizard strong. I used my magic.
Yeah. Muscle magic. It's not too bad.
Alder, at this point, you found the fruit well before, as this was happening. Where's your focus?
I'm just 100% focused on that fruit and examining it and just thinking about every tug that I felt and what it could possibly mean. Completely oblivious to anything going on around me.
Okay. You feel, especially focusing on that sensation, those pulls. They're still there, softly, much more softly now. But almost, as a druid, you're very in tune with the world around you and how natural energy flows. You're in tune with yourself. It's part of how you're able to so effortlessly shift between forms. And you can sense energy, your own energy, kind of coalescing around this seed, this fruit. It's not pulling anything from you, but there's part of you that is definitely drawn to it. I didn't know what everybody's doing.
Can Czar sneak up on Aldrin?
You can make a stealth check against Aldrin's passive perception.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say I will roll at disadvantage if I need
We're just gonna get.
And I get to roll at advantage tonight.
Yeah, we'll give you your passive, which should still
Alder,
be
by the
pretty
way.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who the hell is Aldrin?
I don't know. who
Alder,
Aldrin is.
sorry.
You're fine.
I don't know why my brain did that. 24.
Yeah, that well
Okay.
beats it.
Yeah, that's you just come up and
I'm gonna like sneak up behind him and look over. And it's a seed that's in his
It's like
bag?
it's like a little black fruit.
yeah.
That looks tasty, right at your ear.
And I'm gonna just like shove it back in the bag and just... Dar, are you okay?
Are you okay? You're the one who died.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
I saved everybody.
Thank you. Where is everybody?
Right there.
Yeah. Turning around, you notice Orelton's like huge form. And I'll say those crystal scales, like at your shoulder, are a little bit larger than they would have been. And you kind of have Orelton now has kind of this naturally, well, semi-naturally formed like pauldrons of crystalline scales.
What the hell happened to you?
I'm not really sure. Probably
Melted
asked somebody
a
that was around
crystal.
before I woke up, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
he got so
Yeah.
hot from the lava that he melted a crystal.
Wait, you fell in the lava? And I'm gonna run over and be like, "Do you need help? How are you
I'll
feeling?"
like turn my back towards him. That's
Oh, this is an important distinction. Orelton, you do only have like 2 hit points right now.
that's yeah, you should probably change that.
Sorry. That's
I mean, if he looks pretty
So
tall,
yeah, the rest of me is like just charred to shit, and a nice shiny bright new scales on the back.
Pauldrons and
Yeah.
Some on the back.
Gotcha.
We
Yeah.
don't want to take away from the fact that you did just get the piss beat out of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I'll go ahead and cast Mass Cure Wounds at 5th level.
Okay.
14 points for everybody. I'm a little weak, but hopefully that helps a little bit. We should find somewhere to rest.
Definitely use it.
I would assume, but is it clear the volcano is still shaking or?
Since the crystal's been freed and Foldrin has stopped hammering on the crystal, it has quieted. Everything is kind of settled.
Okay.
And I believe there are 2, so there's Foldrin and one of the assassins up next to the anvil, and then Isaac and the other assassin have fallen into the lava.
Did we get them? Did they get away?
We got it.
We fried him.
Good.
Now
Well,
that everything's kind of... Oh, good.
what's next?
fucking nap.
I think I don't know if we necessarily want to sleep in here, but a little warm. But they might come back for their bodies if they don't check in.
Let's go steal their stuff.
Yeah, I'll put you on
How
that,
about-
Czar.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you managed to get everything off of the assassin. Are you taking Foldrin's stuff too?
He's over my shoulder currently.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you're taking Foldrin.
It was the main dude. What was his name?
Isaac, but he's down at the
No,
lava.
the other main dude.
Oh.
Gloomweaver is the only one that was on top.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Okay.
Gloomweaver one that had the
He
crystal.
was the one that had the crystal. Yeah.
He has bracers, which are each emblazoned with a single image of a dagger. And then he had the only other items of interest that he would have his spear, which when he was using was cloaked in shadow, and a pair of boots. I'm just gonna let you know those are the magical items of interest. If you want, like, he's got like a little satchel with like trail rations and stuff. He's not carrying any money. Make an investigation check.
Investigation. 17.
17. He has one ring that does not appear magical, but you realize it does have a little latch. When you open it, there's something kept in it, a little capsule.
I'm definitely taking the magical-ish items, the ring, and I'm gonna eat his trail rations.
Okay.
Oh God, she scared me for a minute. Oh God.
What's in the ring?
Yeah. And I'm gonna eat the pill that's in the ring. Oh fuck.
Yeah, then everything else has been toasted. You guys, if you'd like to make camp soon, that area where the broken fountain was, I'll let you know, is a safe area. You can camp, you can rest.
Before we leave the World Forge, I'll walk back up to the Gloomstalker, who's probably still slumped to get something, and Foldrin over my shoulder, unceremoniously just shove him with a foot into the lava as well. They do come back. I don't want them to be able to find anything.
Good idea.
All right, let's go find camp.
As just before leaving, gonna kind of wander over to the edge where both Isaac and Orelton fell in. And he's just gonna stare for a minute or two.
I will walk up behind him, still carrying Foldrin. Doesn't feel resolved, does it?
No.
Probably won't ever.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, I don't want to bring down anything about your contribution to bringing me back, but she brought me back, Bauer.
I know.
And
I know she did.
I don't think I got everything I used to have.
I remember when we first met you. You didn't have your censure. You didn't have your, I don't know, powers. It was like she'd cursed you.
You know, I didn't have them before, right? Before I met her, before I took that job to protect that fucking kid. Before any of that, I never had any of this. And Kind of feels like I'm back to that now. Start from square one, you know what I mean? Maybe
Hey.
square one with a little bit of juice in me, but
I'll be honest. I'm just glad you're here.
Apparently so glad that he begins doing a little jig.
fuck, I need a nap. It's the socks, man. It's the socks. Take off the fucking socks.
Yeah, I've tried. They don't come off.
I will see if I can't just like reach down and rip a sock off of him
Make a strength check.
without hurting him.
Oh, then no, you can't. That's
Okay.
there firmly on there.
Rip his leg off.
There you go. Fine. No more dancing. See?
If the socks are attached to the skin, if we remove the skin,
If it removes the skin.
Oh, shit. Listen, I didn't know they were gonna stick when I put them on you. Okay. You were just passed out in the back of the wagon. We got the socks off of that weird traveling gnome dude with the long mustache, and I thought it would be a good laugh.
There was a traveling gnome dude with a mustache. What?
Yeah, you remember when you were being tortured by Ithis over and over again for what felt like an eternity? I was putting silly dancing socks on your feet at the time.
Okay. So I'm being tortured in what felt like an eternal sleep. And you put dancing songs on me.
Supposed to be funny.
Yeah, I see the humor.
You know what? Yeah, me too. And I'll slap him on the back and turn and walk off.
Oh,
I feel like I'm setting up Kai to be like the next big bad in like a future campaign.
I feel like some of that's on me with
The
the socks.
dancing king.
Just it'll be a level 1 campaign. It'll be a purple tiefling sorcerer is taking over a town. It's outlawed dancing.
And I ain't gonna stop dancing.
Because he can never stop.
Anyway, there's a few things we're gonna have to figure out then. Baldrin told me that they kept talking about Terran Cal. That's where they're gonna go next.
The Night's Eye?
Night's Eye. And he did ask us to end it. Take care of him.
Why?
Well,
Just
not. I think he was more talking about maybe, and shows the tattoo.
oh. Well, at least you got to see the forge before he went.
Yeah, well, he was forced to work on it until he died.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's find a hole to put him in, shall we?
Yeah.
As we walk away, I will rack my newly inhibited psyche for anything I know about Terran Kel.
Terran Cal is anybody, I think, except for Wizard and maybe Alder. So Orelton and Kai might be familiar. Terran Cal is an isolated city-state outside of any of the 3 kingdoms. It is to the southeastern side of the continent. That is an isolationist island that nobody has been to or from in living history. The the people that live there are exclusively extremely xenophobic.
Primarily humans, though. They're xenophobic.
Yeah, I think humans. Give me a history check.
I used to be good at this.
I think xenophobic might be the wrong term.
11.
11. Yeah, that's xenophobic might be the right term. It's
Okay.
pretty much
Super
what I've
xenophobic.
told you. 1 second. I'm gonna try to fix my camera. It keeps
Xenophobic is prejudice against people from other countries, so that would be
okay. Yeah,
correct.
perfect.
Whether it's people or not people, I think wouldn't apply here.
Yeah, anybody not living in the island. They haven't allowed anybody who's been there to leave at the very least that anybody's aware of.
Like Japan in the 1600s.
Yeah. Kai,
So
do
if
you
I
wanna give me
remember,
a history check too.
where's that? It's is that 11 or is that 17? 17.
17.
Probably nothing. Yep, nothing.
17. There is one person whose name escapes you, but there was a Nalburundian individual a long time ago at the founding of the Nalburund Empire, who one of his famous exploits was having gone to Terenkel for some reason. But he was seen later on, like he's the only person in living memory to have gone to Terenkel and left. And it was shortly after the demon invasion that kind of kicked off the Nalburundian need to expand.
Sorry, I remember once there was a fellow. He or she, I don't quite remember. Went to Terenkel and actually returned. Kind of a rare thing. And you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. Terenkel is just south of the Felden Waith area. Is that right?
Off the coast, if I remember right.
I have a map that tells me that's the case, but you know.
Yeah. You guys are familiar enough to know that at least.
Well, I think we also need to get in touch with our other friends on the other side of the continent. At least let them know that was it Victoria was sending supplies down this way.
Oh, yeah.
Bodies, specifically.
Yeah. Why do you think they can do anything with that information?
I don't know, but if they're trying to start a coup or whatever it is that they're doing up there, any information's probably valuable.
Sure.
And we still don't know how those guys were made. The puppets or whatever they were.
Puppets?
The people that were stitched together. The goblins, the Hydra,
the Hydra, all that.
We still have we have zero info on that. I mean, that could be something that's going on there too. I don't know. I need to go to sleep.
My head hurts, everything hurts. Let's talk about it in the morning.
Okay.
Before we actually make camp, after we get to the dried up fountain, I'd like to put Fulgrin down in a comfy enough position and just walk out to the outside of the mountain.
Okay.
and just kind of take an inventory of the surrounding land. Is it just decimated and covered in dried magma? Is it still flowing? Is it?
Yeah, not dried magma. Ash has covered everything, and I mean, it kind of has that look that like Boise does right now, where everything just looks heat cooked. Towards the top of the mountain, there's some flowing lava, but it doesn't seem to have been a full eruption that was decimating the surrounding countryside. But everything is like, you would guess it's probably like mid-afternoon, but it looks twilight because of just the amount of smoke that was pumped into the air.
Well, that's good. At least we don't have to swim through lava to get home. And I'll walk back.
Okay. For the evening, are there any asides people would like to have between their characters?
Well, Kaya's gonna kind of sit back for a minute. I don't remember. He took out one of the books that was in one of the. Oh shit! It was in one of the crates that we had gone through, and he's gonna write down just a few things in there.
Okay.
Kind of what's happened and things like that.
Perfect. In what order are the four of you taking watch?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Wherever I am, Zara is going to sleep with Kaya.
Okay.
Next to.
Yeah. Which of the two of you is taking second watch, though?
I'll take it.
Okay. In that case, Zara, if you specifically will roll a perception check for me.
Oh, that's a 5.
That is a 5. 5 does not beat 28. Your watch goes by fine, as does everybody else's. Okay.
Sorry. Just before that, did we pushed all of the bodies after checking them into the magma, correct?
Yes, you did. Don't
Okay.
worry. This is separate from that. Don't worry.
I just wanted to make sure.
Every time you guys have taken a long rest, I roll a D100 to see if this happens. It finally did. It was only at 100 that this was going to happen.
And I'm at 16 hit points.
You are. Don't worry. Physically, you'll be fine. You didn't see it. Were there any other sides you guys wanted to have before morning comes?
By myself on my watch, Orelton will take a stock of what is not currently boiling in a lake of lava, and he'll lay out like his Cloak of the Mountebank, which is magical, and the little tiny box with List's eye next to it, and then next to that he's got his long broadsword, and then next to that he's got his censure, and then next to that he'll lay the long staff that he always carries in the box, and stare at him for a while. And he picks up the censure, like only Bauer would have seen him do several years before. He sits on the edge of a rock and he stares at it, and swings it around in a figure 8 pattern 2 or 3 times, and lets it sit. And then he'll pick up the List's eye and slam the censure to the back of it, and the censure disappears. And then he'll pick up the broadsword and slam the broadsword into the back of it, and the broadsword disappears. And then he will pick up the staff, put the cloak back on, and lay back for the rest of his watch.
Okay. David, Mike, one of you needs odds, one of you needs evens.
Like odds.
Mike, you cool with evens?
Yep.
You don't have an
Okay.
option.
All right. That's a 1.
Perfect.
Okay.
As per usual, Kaya taking the fucking whatever happens.
Kaya, please take 1 gold out of your inventory.
Okay.
And when you wake up and you sit up, your mouth is full of loose teeth.
This poor guy, man.
You still have all of your teeth. These are other people's teeth.
What?
What is right?
What? The fuck?
You all are watching as he's just yeah, they're in there, they're under your tongue. It is as if some horrible creature came and just took 2 fistfuls of loose teeth and put them into your mouth while you were sleeping.
It's the tooth fairy.
Fucking tooth fairy.
I don't know if any of you would be familiar with the tooth fairy, but a
God.
horrible creature that takes gold from you and fills your mouth with teeth.
Would we be familiar with the Tooth Fairy?
Maybe. Some people tell other stories. That, like, if you take a loose tooth, the tooth fairy will come and give you a gold piece.
So we saw
That
this.
one wasn't me, Bauer.
Yeah, him spitting
Okay.
out the teeth at least.
Oh, Bauer, if you're hungry, just let me know. I've got snacks.
Oh, how you gonna have to give me some?
Fucking
There's a lot
spit
of
them out.
fucking
Just
teeth.
spit them out. That one wasn't me, by the way. I'll take credit for the socks, but that's not me.
I'm trying to get the teeth out. I'm fucking dancing. Like, oh, what the hell?
Just to be clear, we got a long rest.
Yes, you get
Okay.
a long rest.
Thank God I'm not at level 1 exhaustion anymore.
I am finally to level 1 exhaustion.
Oh, that was needed.
You know,
Where-
some of these don't appear to be human teeth either, or like humanoid. Like there's like smaller,
the
sharp, like
fuck?
cat teeth.
I'll actually. Can I? You gonna use those?
No.
Do you mind?
I mean, I've heard of the tooth fairy, but normally you give them a tooth and they give you money. I don't know. This is weird.
That's what they. That's the stories they told you. They always
Yeah.
told me this version. They would take your money and leave teeth in your mouth, particularly for children who weren't being,
What the fuck is
well
the
behaved.
tooth fairy?
We had a tooth man that just collected teeth. He wore them on his neck.
Oh, but you probably met him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was like a legend.
Yeah, same.
Like I said, something they told kids.
I mean, just because you haven't met him doesn't mean he doesn't exist.
That's better.
I can't argue with that, I'm afraid.
Well,
missing
do you
gold.
collect the small pile of wet, loose teeth? Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't wet when they went in Kaya's mouth, just to be clear.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah.
Like pocket
Yeah.
teeth.
Oh, anyway, where do we put those dragon heads?
Oh, where did we? Just inside the cave, right?
Yeah. They should be at the entrance. You should have.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rel would
over
have
in
walked
there.
past him when you left.
Let's not forget those. I could clearly use some armor or something. Ugh.
I could just use the money. You're gonna turn him into armor?
No, the money turns into armor.
Oh,
right.
Commerce, that kind of thing, yeah.
You know, I think they're probably going to give us some shit for these being dragon's head and not hydra heads.
Listen, if we can take down 3 dragons, they better pay us the same fucking amount of money as for a hydra.
Well, it's technically 2.5. But
I feel like the half implies a third.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
there are many dragons out there walking around with half a head.
people are sticklers.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Also, I'm not gonna fuck with that guy. Look how big he is. And
Yeah,
I'll
we
point
might
to
get
Relton.
Yeah, we might get a pay bonus because I said so, and I'll pick up all 3 of the dragon heads.
Okay. Yeah, I believe with your current strength, relatively easy.
Go for 1. It's okay. Go for 2. Grab all 3.
Yeah. Do the awkward thing where you had to like sink a pinky into like the ear of one of the half heads so that you could get a grip on it.
I'll tie 2 of the tongues together
There
and
you
just like loop it over my shoulders.
As I walk by,
somebody's
I'll just, hey, you want to carry my bag too?
if you got Foldrin.
Oh, no, you got Fulton.
And 3 dragon heads.
Lift up the 2 dragon heads in front of me.
All right.
I hate to do. I would say just before we head out, I would have gone through. I wouldn't have taken anything potentially, but I would have gone through Foldrin's things to make sure there wasn't anything.
No, he had that. The main thing he has is he has a very specialized. It's a folding kit, and you've seen him use it a couple times, but it was a box about this big, and depending on how he unfolded it, it either turned into a full like forge, like he could smith and do repairs to your guys' stuff, or he could start from a different side and unfold it out into like a full cooking set, like stovetop and oven, like effectively. And you think with the other sides that you essentially have a masterwork tool set, which Kai would be, after a little bit of experimentation with this, delighted to find that as he unfolds it from the third side, he has a full like brewer's station.
Oh,
Which any tool use attempt made with this is done with advantage and has a chance of putting out higher tier items than would normally be able to be made.
oh, I'm sorry, Foldrin. I'm taking this. I don't care about the other stuff. This.
Just want to double check. So on the map that we had found, there was a spot that said there was a marking on the map ahead of us. Was that the big door going
Yeah,
into the... Okay,
that was
just
the,
want to make sure.
the big door.
And there's nothing else significant marking on the map or anything like that?
No, not really. And you guys found it was a fairly linear path once you made it into the stone caverns.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
Zara, did you mess around with the items that you had taken off of the
Gloomweaver.
Gloomstalker? Or
I
Gloomweaver?
probably
Or-
would have tried to put the wristbands on to see
Okay.
if they'd fit.
You-
I'm assuming they'd like be almost full arm things on me.
Yeah, do you have room for an attunement slot?
Let me see.
We're starting.
I do. I'm only
if you
attuned to
take-
one item.
If you take the time to attune them, there are bracers of flying daggers.
Okay.
Bracers of air traffic controllers.
Do not go near Guy, dude.
I would have looked at the boots and probably they were too big, so I would have asked anybody else if they wanted them.
Well, if you looked at the boots second, the gloves did shift to fit you once you attuned to them.
Oh, okay.
They shrunk to match your size. You're still welcome to offer the boots.
It was gloves, shoes, and then what was the one other thing?
The gloves, shoes. Shit, what was the other thing? There's the ring, and
Which I'm wearing.
one other thing.
Were there gloves?
Oh,
and
his spear.
boots?
His
Okay,
spear.
his spear. Okay.
That's right. Gloves, boots, and his spear.
Okay, a spear's still tucked in the bag, and then I would have tried to put the boots on.
The boots, if you have another attunement slot, are boots of speed.
Nice. Okay. Boots of speed and something daggers.
Bracers of daggers.
Bracers of daggers.
Flying daggers.
Or
Flying daggers.
Cool. Thanks.
Do we want to stop back at that cabin and see if anybody's stopped by since last night?
Yeah, we could maybe take a quick rest there. Maybe find a spot for Foldrin. At least keep him close to the forge.
Actually, maybe we bury him here, as far away from that fucking meat pit as we can.
That's true.
Anybody got a shovel? Nah, don't worry about it. And I will find somewhere just like off of the entrance to the cave mouth, and just like go into town, hand and claw.
Okay. Yeah, that's strong enough, I think. I'll make you roll for this.
As he's
Yeah, well-
working on that, because we're near the cabin, right?
Not yet.
This
We're
is
still
the
at
entrance to the mouth,
the
right?
entrance to the mountain.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Never mind that.
Yeah. So a short ways from the cabin. The cabin is only a couple hundred feet, I think, from the entrance to the mountain.
Well, while he's digging, I'm gonna walk down to the cabin and see if I can find a shovel at the cabin.
Yeah, pretty easily, leaning against the back door.
Okay. And I'll come dragging it back up.
All right.
Here! After you're like halfway done.
Oh yeah, that'll work. I'll snatch it. Snatch it.
Okay. A little bit of time goes by with Arelton's strength and constitution. It does not take much long. Barely breaks a sweat digging out a pretty decent grave.
I will put him back in or put him in. Anybody want to say anything for him before we close this up?
Sorry you got tied up in this.
Make sure we finish it.
Glad you got to see the forge, buddy. And then I'll start covering him up.
Okay.
And then once it's covered, I'll druid craft some leaves and flower bushes that shape in the form of a hammer and sickle.
Hammer and sickle?
Whatever. I don't know. Hammer and pick or something.
Foldrin was Russian, didn't you know that?
First thing that came to mind was some Russian music. Hey, wait, what the fuck?
You all
Just-
feel a presence. Looking around, there's nobody nearby. But once you look back to what you've just druid crafted, all of the leaves and flowers and the wood, everything that had grown up into that shape of a, we'll say hammer, a hammer and like an anvil,
That
like
works.
shape, like a, has turned to steel. As the presence fades.
Ooh,
Cool
that
trick,
was
Alder.
a cool trick.
Yeah, I totally did that.
Grow me a hammer too?
No, it's a one-time thing. I didn't do that.
Nah.
Maybe it's the fruit. Did you eat it?
No, and let's forget about the fruit.
Okay. Just like confused as to why. It's fruit.
Okay. Are you just heading back to Palingrove? Or are you
Stopping by that cabin to.
See if anything's changed, I guess.
Nothing has changed at the cabin. It does not appear that anybody has been there since you last rested. Just
Covered in ash now.
covered in ash.
So, and you'll have to remind me what were in all of these crates.
There was supplies and like medical journals and empty journals, food rations. Very much like if you imagine,
A mash supply drop.
a big supply drop to some sort of establishment, like military encampment. Just a bunch of stuff to keep somebody going without needing to leave for a long time.
I'm gonna grab some of the food rations, so long as they're good, and I'm gonna throw them in my bag. I throw probably 5 of them in there.
Okay, 5 days worth of rations. Done.
Did we find a name in any of the books that, like, even a
no.
letter or anything? Okay.
Yeah, there was no name listed. Nothing was signed. Flipping through some of like the journals that are piled up, the writings seem a little rambling, a little mad.
Didn't the AI give it a name? Or was that just a random AI creation?
It might have been just a random AI creation.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
see.
disregard it.
We'll come back through. If there is a name, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But
But otherwise, I think back to Palingrove, yeah?
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable leaving somebody out here that does this, but we don't really have a lead on it right now. Maybe just inform somebody in Palingrove.
Could we destroy their supplies?
Actually, let's one-up that. Somebody somewhere is going to need this. And I'll just start shoveling shit into my bag of holding.
Oh, I got one too.
okay, yeah, you guys can take food. There's some basic tools and supplies that would be used for like a homesteading. The medical textbooks that are not the mad journalistic ramblings, but like actual like university style textbooks. There's medical supplies, a decent like 1 full crate of just like first aid supplies.
Off the top of your head, do you know how much all of these supplies would be worth?
We'll say like 2,000 gold worth of food and supplies.
And so we'll say we split it half and half.
One last thing I'm gonna do before we leave is I'm gonna go to the table and I'm gonna just like see if I can cut off just the smallest little part of one leg.
Just to make it wobbly. Yeah, for sure. And you just give that a little tap and it wobbles.
I'm gonna apologize to everybody for the potential smell, and then I'm going to start burning the bodies in the pit.
Okay.
Then did you say the cabin was built like on stilts? Because it's on the side of a mountain, or is it just built on a flat section?
No, yeah, there's stilts kind of pushing it up. It is mostly on a flat section, but the leeward side has some stilts propping it to level it.
I will take let's just say my big broadsword, and I will hack out one of the stilt legs. See if the house will just fall in on itself.
Let's see. This will be. I had them because I rolled for the reverse tooth fairy. My percentile dice. Stays standing. That's it's rickety. You see it kind of begins to tilt, but it's not a huge cabin, and one of those the other of the two stilts is holding it. So a good size portion of it will collapse if you cut the other one out.
It matches the table. I'll leave it.
Smoke starts billowing up from the pit next to you, or nearby. It was a short ways down the hill, and all it does smell pretty terrible. But only slightly worse than it does just being next to it.
Let's get the hell out of here, huh?
Yeah.
Fun fact, burned bodies really start to smell like barbecue, and it's very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unpleasant association to get hungry while you're looking at a dead body.
Huh.
Sorry.
So Rachel just put herself on a list somewhere.
I thought you said fun fact.
Fun fact, I get hungry around dead bodies.
Yeah, don't you know how to spell fun?
Yeah.
Spell fun, Morbid.
Moving right along. Yeah. The route back to Palingrove is largely uneventful. Feel free if you'd like to talk amongst yourselves. Otherwise, we can just skip to the gates.
So, I'm confused. What was Fuldren building or making?
He was probably trying to turn it into a weapon, just like... Well, anyway. There was another one that we ran into that... the weapon. I imagine he was doing something of that nature or turning it into armor.
You mean this last shard? What was he doing with that?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Yeah, like, what are these shards?
Ah, no, that's a different question.
Oh boy.
Not to disparage Fuldren's memory, I think he was just trying to get it out. But the shards, and I will, to not take up the rest of the session, relay the historical effects of the shards and our encounters with them.
Yeah, but for the viewers at home.
Yeah, do you want to
big
give a real
synopsis?
quick synopsis, Will?
Oh, sure, I can do that. The shards are they're shards of a weapon, of a very powerful being from the Hells a long, long time ago, and they have immense power to do all sorts of things. Change people's opinions of you, literally create things out of the world themselves. They're incredibly powerful artifacts, and in the wrong hands, the gods know what they could do. So we're, in fact, and he pulls the staff off of his back that is no longer held in the cube of holding. This is the first shard of change. And I will drop a couple points on it, and Alder, you feel an immense loathing towards me. Just, you cannot stand my guts. And then immediately you're best friends with me again. And that feeling goes away. And imagine being able to do that for hundreds of people at a time towards anybody that you wanted them to love or hate.
Oh, Where's the one he was making?
Evil. Elton is a shard now.
Relton, you do have an innate understanding of the capabilities of this shard. Would you like to give a demonstration?
Yeah. I'll close my eyes, and the metal on my pauldron starts to bubble up, and then part of it jumps off, and metal on me shrinks, and that bit of the metal jumps up and forms a second O'Relton, standing right next to me. And this one, I guess me now, is the Shard of Creation.
Okay.
What's up?
So you can make an entire army?
No, that's I can do one of those. It takes.
There's only one of me.
Yeah. God, I thought you should have thought this through.
Wait,
Um,
which one of you's O'Relton?
The one that's
Spider-Man.
like
O'Relton.
90 times my size is a Relton.
Oh, I didn't realize he was.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it takes a good chunk of me to pull that into existence. So
Okay, so we've got the Shard of Change, and now your creation. Ooh, I guess it's kind of not possible now because I don't want to destroy you after just, I guess, you coming back. But why didn't you destroy the first one?
best of my knowledge, they're not destructible.
That's why they were hidden.
That's what they tried to do originally, and the best we got was shards. So
So,
That's
in
what they've been
theory,
hidden.
they were broken. I'm not sure how. That's why they're shards. Put together, it becomes one item.
spear.
Okay.
So we're looking for. We got change, creation. I tap my shoulder. Destruction, ages, and devouring. And I think devouring is somewhere within the night's eye at the moment. I think.
And
Alder, make an insight check.
25.
One of those shards, based on the stories that on this journey back to Palingrove, Orelton and Kai have been sharing with you, stands out. Based on the effects that they show and what seems to have happened, the Shard of Ages. Their quest could be more closely related to your own than you originally thought.
So yeah, I guess my job, my calling, my whatever you want to call it, has been to keep these 5 shards secret, hidden, and from becoming the spear again.
Aren't you afraid that if you have all of them in your found, you become the weapon?
I don't have all of them, do I?
You're searching.
Searching for more of them.
the reason why we're searching is because we know there are others out there searching for it too. And we're fairly certain that they at least have one.
Okay. Well, I guess on to the next one then.
Yeah, we just don't really know where the last two could be sitting at the moment.
Well,
But we don't have to know that on this mountain.
if the Night's Eye is going to Terran Kell, I'd have a strong feeling that there might be one there.
Could be.
But for now, we need to at least get down. I'd really like to send a message to Ven and Vala.
So you make it to town. Again, there are no walls. There's no gate. Are any of you thinking anything untoward towards the city of Palingrove and its people?
I'm bringing in a bunch of supplies with an intent to sell that I found in an alchemist cabin, so...
Huh?
I guess it's up to your interpretation. Does a suspicion of a individual and their actual goal trigger that?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
19. No, sorry. Yeah,
19.
yeah, 19.
Okay, you're clear. You're fine.
Okay.
Zara? I'm just going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good.
Look at all the shinies.
Wisdom saving throw, right?
yeah.
Oh, that's a 20, not nat.
All
Nice.
clear. Kai, do you have anything that might trigger? If you're not thinking anything that might trigger, it doesn't. We don't need to worry about the save. But
I don't think he would.
actually, you know what? There's a lot going on in your brain right now. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Great. Here we go. Gonna be the only one to fucking fail. Because, and I have, it's not saving throws though, right? With, I think it's just ability checks because it's level 1.
Yeah. Yep. You're fine on
Perfect.
saving throws.
All right, great. That's 11 plus 0. So 11.
You don't light up.
Oh, all right.
Are your surface thoughts do impart? Actually, you have a +5 because you're within 10 feet of Arelton. No, you don't anymore.
No, I don't have that.
anymore. Arelton, I actually realized I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw too.
Okay.
Because you
Great
guys are
piece.
talking about, like, at the top of your mind is a sect of assassins, shards.
I'm probably not in a great headspace at the moment anyway, but 15 is my wisdom saving throw.
Beats it. 15 is a saving throw. What is at the very top of Kai's mind? Is it?
The very top of Kai's mind?
Are you thinking about the shards? Are you thinking about your brother?
So if he's not currently talking about the shards, surface thoughts are probably going to be the Night's Eye, his brother, Orelton, maybe thoughts of the shard here and there, but it's mainly going to be on Orelton and Isaac at the moment because it's fairly fresh, and Valdrin.
Okay. Perfect. You don't light up. Just important to know who's getting what information. Making it into town, we can kind of skip through you collecting bounties. Being that they are dragon heads and not hydra heads, you do not get the 5,000 gold per head. You are instead awarded a single bounty of 30,000 gold.
Yeah, okay,
Hey, that's-
fine.
I guess we'll take more money. Fine.
Without going into a bunch of the role play with the, I cannot remember the halfling's name who hired you to find the map. He offers you another 8,000 gold for news of his expeditionary crew and the return of the map.
I have it somewhere. Bertio.
We're at 38,000.
Yeah.
38K.
So
I
it's
would
38,000.
like to.
yeah, so it's 2,500 for the map, and so an additional 8,000 on top of that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so 38,000 total.
And then I would like to sell the 1,000 GP of supplies from the.
Okay, so
Alchemist Cabin.
39,000.
Okay.
And what you guys are
Wasn't
in,
Wasn't it 2K in supplies?
It sure
you're-
was,
if
but
you
you
sell
have
yours-
1,000 of them.
Oh, yeah. I will sell at the same time too.
Okay.
40.
Yeah, we'll make it an even 40,000, so you can each take 10,000. And we do not have to do a full shopping episode. But you guys have
Damn it.
40,000 fresh gold and are in the City of Creation, the City of Glass,
We
Tinkerer's Delight.
I'm gonna need some time to think on this if that's
Yeah.
cool.
What we'll say is, you guys have a wonderful day out in the town shopping and buying items and equipment, and we will talk separately about what those might be.
Add 40 gold for goblin ears.
Oh yeah, 40 gold goblin ears.
'Cause we had
so
8 goblin ears.
10,010 per
Yeah.
per individual.
1,010. All right. Where the fuck am I keeping my gold? I feel like that'd be pretty heavy.
Oh
I
yeah,
turned it
that's
to
a-
platinum, but that's still a lot.
yeah, you can visit the bank. If you'd like, you can all convert them further to this thing that Palingrove is trying, which is bearer bonds, where they will give you just a slip of paper telling you how much money you have, and it is, recognized by most valid, most businesses across the realms.
Boy,
The
that sounds
problem
great. You
is,
don't have to carry around all this heavy gold all the time. It's just a piece of paper. That seems great.
Indeed. To be fair, a single piece of paper is much easier to steal, and whoever bears the piece of paper is the legal owner of the gold.
If anybody
No
steals
way.
a piece of paper from me, they got their own set of problems.
I agree, sir.
I'm keeping my gold in my bag. Piece of paper looks like nothing.
This changes
All right,
value
so we're
over
post
time.
shopping.
they explain the piece of paper a little bit further, which is if you tear off a corner, the paper completes itself, sans the amount that you're transferring to another piece of paper. So you can have a way to pay people. And the small piece will regrow into a full bond.
Interesting.
They just really thought of everything, didn't they? So
Never
everybody
think they just
shopped
put
up.
them on the spot. But yeah. So everybody can shop it up. Are you staying in Palingrove, or are you beginning? You were searching for. You're going to try to find a way to contact the other group. And Tarankel on foot is like a month and a half away.
I'd say we're probably
guess
staying
that-
here for the night, at least.
I mean, if I can get, if there's a town nearby, and they happen to have a teleportation circle, I can get us there as long as I know the insignia and the runes. So I mean, we could always ask around.
Get us where?
At least close to Tarankel on the coast somewhere.
I guess we need to chat about what we're doing next then, because
If that's where we're going, anyway.
we could keep on going to Tarankel. Alder's been spending a lot of time staring at a fruit, is what I heard. Or that I forgot about.
Look, I woke up from a deep sleep and
Deep sleep,
wasn't-
yeah, you can call it that.
I wasn't myself.
I get really hungry when I wake up too.
Yeah, that's what it was, for sure. Anyway, you guys need to contact some friends or...
Yeah, it's a great question, Bauer. I think that was our third item.
I think. Shoot. Let me go see if I can find someone that can get a message there. I'm not sure how I'm going to get a message to him because Vala's not really Vala. So maybe Ben. I don't know.
Who is she?
Rewind to the ship. Before we left.
Okay.
If I were to ever have another fake name, I would choose Olive. It'd be great, don't you think?
What? This probably would have come up. If we need to get in contact with each other, how would we do so?
Vala
No idea.
can just cast sending. Would
Right.
you have invested and bought a pair of sending stones?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, we had the money.
Yeah, that's one of you will have to take 500 gold off. You can have a pair of sending stones that you've promised not to abuse, to stay in contact with each other when it's important.
Vala
Limited
will
use
take it off.
sending. So
Limited use sending stones that you can use when it's plot convenient, so I don't have to do a bunch of fucking math aligning timelines perfectly.
Isn't it? Aren't they supposed to only be like you could only use them like once per day or something like that?
Or week or month
A
or
week? Yeah, sure.
again,
once
this
ever.
is me as a dungeon master asking you as players to not make me do a bunch of math to organize exactly how these timelines are aligning.
Oh, it's not a sending stone; it's sending pebbles. So we have all
Yeah,
these
we
little
make into
pebbles that are like
earrings and we
one-time
just talk
collect
to each other
calls.
whenever we want, right?
There you go. Yeah, you each have a pouch of sending pebbles that are one of the pebbles is consumed on use. We don't know how many there are. Every time you look in the bag, there seems to be a different amount.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna pull out and grab my last sending pebble that will replenish at some point in time.
Yeah.
I think it's time we use one of these. Yeah,
Who are you
who has it on
calling,
who has it on the other side?
Well, that's you just use it and it allows you to cast sending. Effectively, it allows you to briefly
okay, gotcha.
communicate without all the specific rules of sending. I'm not going to make count words. You guys can
Gotcha.
have a short.
Then I guess I'll,
You're receiving
go.
a call from Kaya Power. Do you accept the charges?
Christ.
Pull
I'm
out
gonna
my stone.
call
Yes.
Vala.
Sure, you don't want to call
Vala.
Guy?
Should it just be? I feel like it more
No,
like
guy.
a message being sent, like a text message, you know,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
or a voicemail. Voicemail
No,
probably. better.
you guys can have a brief conversation if you'd like, or you can.
Leave a message.
I'm cool. I don't want to just step in the way of you communicating with people. So, yeah, just don't abuse it. I'm fine.
I'll treat it as a voicemail.
Okay.
Wow, I cannot. Hey Vala, I just wanted to let you know that we found some supplies that were marked from Nulberand. It's like they were maybe doing some experiments. There were some medical journals, a bunch of food rations, empty journals.
South of Palingrove.
some- Yeah, just south of Palingrove. There were a journal that was filled out with just seemed like mad ramblings. There were also some pieced together creatures. It was a hydra, but instead of being a hydra, it was dragon head sewed on. I don't know. I don't know if this has any relation, but it did come from Victoria. I just want you to know that. Hope you guys are doing good. By the way, O'Relton died. He came back, but he died.
Yeah, that's your words.
Words of it.
It honestly kind of scared the hell out of me. But he's back. He's the same, but not the same. Now he's a shard. Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, yeah. All right, bye. I think. How do you hang this fucking thing up?
The voicemail box you've reached is full.
What?
Alright, you get it. Do you want one back?
That's up to you.
He says the voicemail.
I'll send one back that you can get now. Sweet Leora, what are you getting yourselves into? Please be careful. Victory, she's not someone to mess with. Please be very careful. That's it.
Okay. You said that your first choice of transit would be to try to find a teleportation circle.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're okay with me looking at a map up here. There it is. Rathan Kane? I don't know what is there. Rathan Car? Okay.
Let's have this one pulled up too. That's the Wraithen Care.
Wraithen Care?
In Shades Harbor.
Oh, I don't see that. But...
Oh,
Oh, Shades Harbor.
Wraiths
Yeah,
and
Shades Harbor
Shades.
would be kind of close. Yeah.
There is, after doing some digging, I'll just give this to you guys, a minor teleportation network between some of the larger cities. There is one from Palingrove to Shades Harbor, but it is exclusively reserved for foreign dignitaries. It's not a public transit system, especially with everybody kind of on guard from Nalbrand. You would not just be given or be able to necessarily purchase access to the teleportation network.
What do you think, Elton? If we were to throw around maybe Vala's name?
Throw around the Princess of Nalbrand's name down here? You mean just like
I know it
threaten
wouldn't
somebody?
be the-
Or
No, just as official business. I know it's not the greatest idea, but it's something.
I feel like it's a good way to get arrested, maybe.
Not wrong, but the only other way I can think of doing it is not a very ethical way. Which, I mean, the problem is not necessarily here, but on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go through and we're not supposed to be there, I'm sure they've got somebody on guard. What are you doing here? You know, I'd rather not make enemies the second we make our way through.
Sure. If you're real concerned about ethics, is there somewhere else close we could go? Is there? I mean, I don't want to walk, but
Like I said, if we can get the runes to another teleportation circle, I can go anywhere. But it's getting there's the problem.
Why don't we
Getting the
just
runes.
dress up like dignitaries?
Yeah.
Or maybe pay a dignitary to take us?
I mean, we could try
That's
to
what
get
I
in
mean.
with somebody as a bodyguard who happens to be going through, but I mean, the chances of that are, I wouldn't say slim. I mean, I could do some talking. I could certainly try.
we could figure out what other methods of transit leave this town.
The only other ones that I could think of would be try to go find another town to go to another teleportation circle, because it's going to be months of travel. And I
For sure.
To clarify what I was saying, it is the cities of the Felden Waith aren't just allowing anybody to teleport into their towns. Like Palingrove is kind of a merchant place, and so they're okay. Like if you wanted to get the runes to be able to teleport back here to Palingrove, you could for 500 gold. It is limited teleportation to the Felden Waith.
Okay.
So you'd have to figure out a way to either get permission from that side or a different method of travel.
But let's say like Wastenhale is still part of Ostromnir, right?
Mhm.
So if we could travel as far as we can in Ostromnir and then hoof it through the Feldenwaith, or horse it through the Feldenwaith, or I don't know, boat it, airship it through the Feldenwaith. I don't care. Don't have to walk. Or we just break into a circle and then fight our way out of the circle when we get there.
Yeah, I don't know if going up against all of Feldenwaith is a good idea. Or at least the city in the Feldenwaith. Especially with our ties to Vala.
Zara's gonna lean over to Alder and go, "What's an airship?"
I'm assuming a ship in the air.
Oh. How?
Never seen one, I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
Let me do some talking. Let's see what we
Like
can
a
find.
good moment to have one of them just slowly float over, like out of Zara and Alder's view.
Floating behind us, don't even
Yeah,
notice.
just a little ways behind you. Oh, I've never seen one.
Yeah, let me do some talking, and I think I am gonna try to get a. The rune sheet for here.
And I'll do the non-magical approach, and I'll find a bartender or somebody who looks like they know how to travel, and ask them what the quickest way to the Feldenwaith is.
I'll see if I can dig anything up as well. I'm gonna stop by the library.
Great.
Okay. Wizard, what are you doing? Go to
While we're all shopping, or
So yeah, we're saying you've already shopped. You're now figuring out how to get to Feldenwaith, or get specifically, I guess, to Tarankel. Are you going somewhere on your own? Are you going to the library, the bar, or the town center, town hall?
I'll go to the town hall.
Okay. We'll start with Alder. Alder, what are you going to the library? What are you looking for?
I want to see if I can find anything about the battle with the demons.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Or persuasion if you're asking for help.
Not gonna matter either way, I don't think. That's a 6 for persuasion.
Persuasion is a much lower AC or DC,
Yeah.
but
Still no.
kind of a mousy man, kind of that tufty hair and really thin spectacles.
The battle with the demons. Allow to be more specific, son.
Sorry, I've just heard of it offhand. It was from a long time ago. Big battle demons came into the realm, I guess.
A very exciting tale, young man. You've got a few stories I think might interest you. You like to find a table? I'll bring you some of my favorites.
No,
Would you
that's
like-
okay.
Would you like some snacks too when you read?
No, that's okay. Instead, I'll just, where's your history section?
No bother, no, I'll go find them for you. The history. That way, over there.
He points towards the back corner.
I'll bring you some stories.
And I will wander over to the history section and just look for anything that has to do with ancient battles, with anything mentioning Tarankel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me an investigation check now. You did persuasion the first time.
Fucking, that was... okay. Well, it's gonna be a 6. So probably nothing.
6. You find like one book that is tucked into a back corner. It is dusty, and like you brush off some spiders that have kind of begun nesting in between some of the pages that were cracked open and crumpled. You begin flipping through it. The librarian, after a few minutes, comes back and sets down like a tea set that's steaming with some scones, and lays out a few like fairy tale books. And one of the fairy tale books, you'll notice after you finish reading your history book, is actually the same book that you found. But he brought it from the fantasy fiction section. But the one you find, it says it has some kind of outlandish tales about Tarankel being built on the back of some giant creature that used to move about until it came to a stop, where it currently rests some 100 years ago or so. But yeah, it is the same book is in the stack of fiction books that he later brings you, and so you kind of look through them and realize that you don't know if this was a history book or somebody had just like tucked a fantasy, like a fiction book, behind the other ones and they just hadn't been found. Other than that, for Tarankel, not so much. There's not a whole lot of like Nalburindian histories here. So there's some like tales of different battles and things that happened, but Nalburind kind of kept a lot of the stuff from around their founding kind of quiet, at least. And so it'd be vague details that wouldn't paint a much clearer picture than what Orelton and Kai were able to provide.
Okay. Well, then I will enjoy some scones and tea, and then when I've read through everything, I'll just ask somebody on the way out if there's a local druid faction or group of druids in the area.
We'll come back to that. We'll go to Orelton at the bar next.
Excuse me.
What can I get you?
Whatever you got that's strongest, and then some information, if I could.
All right, his price,
Just slap it down.
fine, strongest we got.
A large human man across the bar pulls the coins to him, and he goes and
Just a glass or the whole bottle?
Let's get the bottle.
takes off the top shelf a little, dusts it off, and sets down what you think originally is like a brown like ceramic jar, but you realize that it is a clear bottle that is full of just like this thick molassesy liquid, like a thin molasses. He pours some out for you.
And in addition to that, there is a bit of a barkeeper's tax.
Pours himself a small glass and sets it down. Cheers. And
Cheers.
It's one of those like you toss it back and kind of have to wait a second as it slurries out of the cup, but it is like this rich it tastes a lot like sweet molasses, but the whole time just burns like a really heavily spiced rum.
Boy, that runs down slow, doesn't it?
It's part of the appeal. That burning sensation just takes a minute.
That's what we pay for.
Yup, you can absorb it through the throat and the belly. Right.
What do I owe you?
Oh, for the bottle, 5 gold.
5 gold it is.
Not many people take the chance to buy that. Oh, it's good.
So, information. If I was looking to get out of Palingrove into the Feldenwaith ASAP, it's the best way to do it.
Except quick as you can.
How much money have you got?
Enough to get there.
Well, in that case, airships, or you could be your fastest. Or if you could buy yourself into a job in the government, they send folks back and forth frequently enough. But
Not really the 9-to-5 type myself, but
yeah, just make sure you get fired after you get where you're trying to go.
see, now that's
But-
my language.
But buying yourself into government could be less expensive or it could be more expensive than just buying an airship.
They charter them around here?
Yeah, there's a few companies in the outskirts of town that do. That's with this whole creators, merchants, artificers, and artisans bullshit. That's they really push the whole buy it, keep it. But you could charter one. Other than that,
What?
heading south by whatever means, that's teleporting down to Wasting Hill and chartering a ship.
Ship out.
Probably be
Yeah,
the
I can do it.
cheapest.
Second option. You know what a airship runs?
To own, probably in the realm, of, depending on how big you want, 10 to 25,000 gold pieces. Plus, you gotta hire a crew if you're going for a big enough one. Some of the smaller, private, recreational craft, you probably manage on your own.
Then I gotta park it when I get down there and all
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
valet charges, all that.
All right, sounds like Wasting Hell's probably the best option.
The best bang for your buck, I'd say, chartering a ship from there. There is always a straight line would be a little bit quicker than a ship from Wasting Hill, but you're crossing the desert at that point.
Yeah.
It's a but either
Random encounter.
Roll to fight the bartender.
either Wasting Hill, or if you're heading to the northern side of the Feldenwaith, probably get to Lion's Fall, as they've been a little touch and go recently. Some business with their ambassadors going missing. They're locking down on all fronts.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I think I got what I need. And I guess since I have the bottle, I'll pour another nip in his glass and another nip in mine. And cheers. and begin.
Cheers.
Pleasure.
It takes a moment to toss it back.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll take my bottle and leave.
All right. Wizard and Kai. Approaching the town hall. It is at the center of town, a large glass building. And you walk in, and it is surprisingly simple. You can actually see through the walls they're semi-translucent, like mostly opaque glass. That thick, kind of bubbly glass. See people moving about in different rooms in different areas. Some guards kind of eye the two of you, giving Zara an extra look, but neither of you are glowing. And so they just kind of nod you through. There are a few people in the entryway. But a young man, kind of like, "Hello, good afternoon. How may I be of service? Two of you aren't from around here, I believe." And he kind of bows.
No,
Oh.
thank you.
You are two of the people that were parading those dragons' heads through the streets earlier today.
Right. Exactly.
Well, how may I be of service to great heroes such as yourself?
Right. Great heroes. I appreciate that. Well, actually, I was just kind of thinking about it, and, we could use a little more coin in the pocket. And I was going around and thinking about it, and I'm saying the same shit over and over again, apparently. I've never been to the southern edge of the Feldenwaith. I'd love to go there at some point. But here becomes the issue, right? Time. I have multiple things that I need to do in multiple different areas, and I can teleport to some of these places, but the Feldenwaith is not one of them. Specifically, Wrath and Car. Or what is it? Wraith and
Care.
Wraith and Care.
Right. No offense, but neither of you appear to be of elven heritage.
Correct. But here is...
My ears are pointy. Does that count?
Oh. It's a good first step.
Czar, thank you. So, here is my thought process. We are the great heroes that you say we are. My crew and myself. I understand, only dignitaries or, people of power, right, can pass through or that need to go. Either way, with these times being so dangerous, you could use bodyguards, could they not?
I'm going to need a persuasion check from you.
All right. At disadvantage?
No.
Yep.
Oh, because you have one level of exhaustion.
Yep. So,
You're muted.
Didn't we sleep though?
Yeah,
He
had
still
three.
has. He had multiple levels of exhaustion.
I was pretty fucking tired.
Sleep.
All right, here's the first roll. That's awesome.
I
Second
bet me
roll,
assisting is gonna help.
23.
23. I can look and see if any of our dignitaries are looking to expand their entourage. I apologize, I'm not quite as high ranking as I think you've assumed me to be. I work the front desk.
Right. I just, to get my foot in the door, you're the man to talk to, am I right? You look very knowledgeable, pretty good looking, if you don't mind me saying so.
Please, sir, I'm working.
Hey, no need to blush. It's okay. Got your stuff, King.
Let me... Oh, boy. Let me see what I can do. I know we have a dignitary that's supposed to head out within the week.
Then a week. Hopefully it's a couple days, but
I mean,
might be able to work a week.
Within the week. And I'm sure you can find a way to entertain yourself while in the city. You two are quite handsome.
Oh, well, thank you.
But let me ask around and see if there's any holes in their entourage that need filled.
Perfect.
Are you staying somewhere in town?
We haven't quite secured a spot yet. What's your recommendations?
I would say the Glass Alchemist. A little on the nose, but it's a pretty convenient location. It takes advantage of the city's allure, having converted to glass within the last 6 or 7 years, so it's been fully encapsulated. They've managed to do some minor enchantments to dull the glass between rooms for privacy, And I believe they have fairly modest rates. I think a gold a night for a room.
Okay. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you.
Right. Just in that way, I know where to find you. I'll assume you're staying there. And if I come up with anything, maybe I can tell you over dinner.
Little old me. Oh. We'll see what happens.
I hope we do. This will take me some time. Well, flustered.
Well, I best step to it and let you continue being the king you are.
Too kind. Well, could I get your name again?
It's Kaya.
Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Wizard.
Pleased to meet you as well, Wizard.
And I'm sorry, your name?
Or
should I just keep calling you King?
I would not be opposed to that. But I actually go by Francis.
Francis.
I'll let you know good news or bad as soon as I can. It really has been a pleasure meeting you, Kaya.
Have a great day.
I will.
And then he is still going to continue, maybe not in the city area. Oh, he is going to, just before... Actually, do you have information on where I could get the runes to the teleportation circle here?
Of course, the Transportation Guild is just 2 doors down this hallway here.
Perfect.
It's the
we'll stop in there.
the PGTD.
The Transportation Guild. Got it.
Yeah, head down. Like I said, if you'd like to buy the non-commercial rune license, it would be 500 gold pieces.
Now, is that a set price, or, for the?
It's
the
a set
saviors,
price
for the saviors of the town.
Well, if you're saviors of the town, why do you need to be traveling?
We were the saviors of the town. We brought in the dragon's heads.
Great.
And then, a couple goblins, but...
And
yeah.
I believe, if I remember correctly, you were paid handsomely for such services rendered.
You're not correct. You are correct, Queen.
I'm not a queen. I'm a clerk. Are you blind?
Your beauty.
Are you blind and greedy?
Is this place kind of like a post office where you can
very,
see the runes?
Yeah, DMV of Palingrove.
They're on the other side of it's an old gnomish woman on the other side of a glass partition.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Your beauty just matches that of a queen.
So you're as blind as you're greedy. You little shit. You know what's wrong with your generation? You do one good thing and you just think the whole world's gonna be hated to you. You know what?
That's
510 gold pieces. It's
perfect.
It's a fee for having to deal with you. She points at a sign that says a 10 gold piece fine can be charged to anyone who frustrates me. It's like one of the kind of campy, unattended children will be given free espresso.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are there any runes hanging out anywhere easily accessible by a small...
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, rooms?
It turns into a fucking light.
I'm assuming they're like Scrabble tabs.
So
with
what they
runes
so
The whole circle.
the runes, there is a wall of scrolls behind this woman, and then each one of them has the name of a city above it. There is one that says Shades Harbor, one that says Wraith and Care, but they both have the Forbidden Library chains across and running through the ends of each scroll, scroll binding, so they can't just be pulled out. And then there's just a number of different cities.
Okay.
We could rob the DMV overnight.
Hey, what's taking so long up there? I've got stuff to do. You're holding up the line. 510 gold pieces. Take it or leave it.
I mean, technically, I'm not the one holding up the line here, but that's fine.
I'm sorry. Do you see a sign that says that this was a open for negotiation table? It's a one price, take it or leave it. 2 prices if you're an asshole. I don't see any signs saying you can haggle.
You can always haggle the price. Talking to the person behind me. Sometimes it just goes up. And I
shoot your shot, King.
and from there, I will pass over 520 gold and say, get yourself something nice.
She pushes 10 gold back and goes, I will pay you 10 gold to leave this room right fucking now. And she slides out the scroll to Waste in Hell. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Now get the hell out of my room.
Oh, it was actually one to
Wraith and Care.
to Palingrove.
Oh, you bought the one to Palingrove? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case we needed to come back.
Okay. And now you know that there are the other cities within Ostromnir as well. And then some into Feldenway that are locked.
Might be back for those too. We'll see.
I'm off tomorrow, so please come back then.
I'll make sure it's 2 days from now when you're back.
I just
Or
gonna
3.
fucking kill myself.
No. Don't do that. Let's
Then
have a
come back
flirt with you
tomorrow.
more.
Next!
We'll move out of there and then
Head back to the bar?
give the front desk person a wink and head out and look
Immediately
over
just like drops the folders that he was carrying. Like, scrambles to start picking them up.
Czar, what was that place that he said that we needed to go stay at?
Something about an alcoholic glass door or something.
Shit.
Do you want me to remind you, or do you want
It's-
Czar to remind you?
I want Czar to remind me.
Yep, alcoholic glass door.
Was it like alchemist something? Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That's what I said. Alcoholist.
Yeah. All right, great. Okay. Let's go see what our friends are up to.
At this point, you can all reconvene at the place you totally discussed where you were meeting up. And
Fun,
I
right?
believe, can we do a time check really quick? How much
2:17.
time do we? Okay. So I
Reminder,
think,
I want to find any local druids potentially.
yes. Not surprisingly, in a crazy industrial city like Palingrove, not a whole lot of druids. Make an investigation check.
15.
15. There's not so much like a druid circle or a druid encampment, but there is like an herbalist shop that you're directed to, and there is a what are the like deer people? What's the name? On Critical Role, like Caduceus was one of them.
Furbolgs.
Furbold, yeah. There was a slight male Furbolg who's like tending. Oh, welcome. Anything that you might need, please direct it unto me, and I will do my best to be of assistance.
Hey, yeah, I was kind of looking around for any other druids. I mean, it's kind of an industrial area, but
It has been hard as heck making my home here, my brethren. I am, in fact, and he did druid crafts like a flower grows into his hand. The druid you were looking for.
awesome. Can I get your name? My name's Alder.
Fucking, you guys are really putting me on the goddamn spot here. 2 NPCs and 2 names and as many
We'll
minutes.
get it later.
Or else that fucking...
I'll collect it from you later.
I'm going to go with Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Okay.
On demand.
Ferdinand.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm from
My friends call me Ferd.
Ferd. Great. Yeah, I'm actually not from around here. Shocker, I know. But I'm trying to get more south. And I don't. Have you ever been down in the Feldenwaith area?
Man, I've been once or twice on some just absolute trips, man. I'll tell you, the desert is not really a place for a druid unless you're a very specific kind of druid, and you don't look like that very specific kind of druid, man.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've got some business down there that we are hoping to attend to, and well, I've never been there, so tree walking's not an option.
Yeah, man, and for some reason those spiky trees that they've got aren't like the friendliest. They're ironically a little prickly when you try to talk to them.
Yeah, I can believe that. Well,
Right.
Cactuses will always have a Jersey accent for me now.
shoot. I was hoping that maybe I could find somebody that would help us down there, but
I mean, nah, man. That's
I get it.
I've got some pretty nice mushrooms around the back that I'd be happy to sell to you at a discount, friendly rate. They hold up pretty well under harsh conditions. But I mean, it's weird for a mushroom. Like, you think cold, dark, wet. They'll hold up surprisingly well in like more temperate to arid conditions. It's an odd kind of phenomena that I've been looking into recently. It's just odd because they're not magic at all. Like, people hear mushrooms and they think magic, but yeah, it's a really odd environmental interaction with these. They seem to be able to draw moisture from the surrounding environment, regardless of the humidity or level in the air.
I mean, I'm definitely going to have to get some of those.
Yeah, no, let me pull them up. That's 4 coppers for a pound. And I'll keep the root systems intact for you. You like mushrooms, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, anything from the earth, right?
It just continues fucking like rambling on, like he's gotten onto this vein of just something that he's interested in. And it's just like full on ADHD locked in.
Yeah, I mean, where I come from, we've got these moon mushrooms. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they look like stars all over the top, and they're just dark.
Well, why aren't they called star mushrooms? Do they come from the moon?
Well, I mean, the moon is, all powering. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say that the moon is a star.
No,
We're gonna have a real sit down, my friend.
No, I mean, clearly that's not the case.
Moon is clearly a large piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, on top of the mushrooms, do you have any like healing herbs or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man. These will restore in-game talk 1d4 plus 4.
1d4 plus 4. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, these will real take the edge off if you've taken an edge on. So.
Well, load me up. How much are they?
Those are going to run about 5 gold per. That's a little pricey. Tough to grow. They're not quite as robust as those mushrooms that I just put into your basket there off screen.
Yeah, I'll take let's take 4 of those.
Perfect. Anything else? Are you looking for anything? Just generally, we got healing, we have food, we have those bases covered. Are you trying to kill anything or anybody?
Well, I mean, if somebody comes at us, maybe, but try to keep the peace for the most part.
Sure.
Tell you what. I want to know more about your home. Give me something from your home.
Oh, you want something from my home? Let's see. What have I got? I try to talk about this. I come from Nalbrand. Things from my home, kind of like the people are not always the nicest, but I've got this. This is a special clay, and he pulls like a secret wall portion to the side, and you see like magical grow lights and stuff. Hey, you go. I'll give you this whole trimming. It'd be 10 gold for this. This, if you dry it out, is a single dose, and he puts it into your hands. It is scentless, tasteless. It is undetectable by most magical means, and it'll cause a pretty horrible case of crampies if it doesn't just outright kill whoever you sneak it into the food of. So if they're coming at you, you get them first. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, yeah, let's take some of that, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's been a pleasure as well. It's good catching up with the brethren. Stick and stone, my man. Stick and stone.
And I'll pay the gold and get out of there. So it was
Ready.
20, 10, 30, something, whatever the extra fun mushrooms were.
15 and 4 copper.
Yeah, 15 gold, 4 copper.
Okay.
And 1 dose of iocane powder. Well, iocane weed, and then once you dry it and powderize it, iocane powder.
Okay.
I love that, man.
Right.
Man, I've
But
been
don't
trying
use-
to find this place called the Heart Grove. Kidding.
Cool. And then I'll go back with everybody.
Okay. I'll say you meet up. Are you going to go to the Glass Alchemist, or are you going to try to find something a little bit more run down out of the city center?
You're muted.
You muted.
I am looking for information, so probably the Glass Alchemist.
Okay.
That's
So you-
convenient because I happen to be finishing my bottle right outside of a place called the Glass Alchemist.
There you are.
As soon as we get close enough to see O'Relton, I'm gonna rub it up and say, "Guess what? We met the king and queen. The queen was kind of mean."
Yeah, no, that's not who we met, but
I don't think this place was an autocracy.
That's what you called them.
that is what I called them. You're right.
Thought it was really strange because he was really young and she was really old.
Well, you
And
know how those marriages for politics go.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
Well, we've got a couple leads. I now have the teleportation runes to here. They have many more that we could go back and get. I also might be able to procure us as bodyguards for higher up individuals to maybe just use the teleportation circle going to the other place we were going to go to. Shades Harbor.
We were going to go to Shades Harbor?
Because it's the closest place to Thornkill.
Oh, but we'd have the same problem, right? If we're anywhere in the Felden Waith when we pop up, we are face beat in.
Not necessarily if we're with dignitaries or people of the government,
Oh yeah, you just
things
said
along that
Sorry.
line.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. What are you drinking there?
Oh, here, have some.
All right. Take some down. Oh, that is a slow burn.
Yep. It's real good though.
I feel like you can make that a little better.
I mean,
I'm gonna look at it for a second.
Yeah.
You know, if you added maybe some. Let's see. And I'm going to take a look at that and think about completely just go off topic at this point. Been a
Do
while
you still
since
have the
I-
bottle, or do you hand it back?
I look at it for a second, then I hand it back.
Going to your own world to devise a way to improve upon what is to the people that partake of it one of the key enjoyable aspects of it. You just don't have the palate for it yet.
Yet.
Yeah. It's
Sorry.
like Malord. Except it actually tastes good.
No, whoa.
Boop.
And just like eyes crossed, spits half of it out. That's great.
He has an acquired taste. Take the bottle back from him and hand it out to Alder.
Sure, I'll try the liquidy, goopy stuff.
I like syrup.
Okay.
Yeah, it's strong.
There is.
I think this is where we move on to next time on Easy Dispel. You have shopping to do to figure out your plan and the steps you want to take. We will not figure that out next time on Easy Dispel because we're going to be switching over to the other campaign. Back to Vala and Raven.
I'm gonna murder somebody.
But
Which means that this side of things gets to level up.
Woo! Yay!
We'll go over purchases and items and level up questions and things like that off screen. Thank you all so much. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun. There's a little bit less of a hectic, frantic episode as the last couple have been. Sometimes you just gotta slow down.
It was still pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, true.
less frantic.
You really like killing our friends, NPCs.
I mean,
Only one.
Well, I
so
mean,
pick up, remove curse, huh?
he kind of killed our very first one, Pecan, and then we kind of brought her back.
Did I? Did I do that?
All right, Urkel.
All right. Thank you all so much. We will see you next time on Easy Dispel.